Welcome to episode 384 of the Upper Bowl podcast. It is conference championship week in the NFL. It is Hall of Fame week for your baseball people because people's ballots are getting revealed left and right. And hockey is here. College basketball is underway. And sooner or later, we're going to be down to one football game left soon in a couple weeks. Dunkin Dad, how we doing?
Sir.
And it's almost Super Bowl week. Here we go.
It's almost Super Bowl week. We've been previewing it pretty much for last 2-3 shows on Ain't That Right, Coast Sports Social Network, and happy to bring all that info over here to the Upper Bowl podcast because it's the biggest cultural event in the United States. We will have FIFA, we will have World Cup, but this is America, baby. It's America. It's an American game.
Merchandising.
Yes.
Slap a label on it, put a little holographic sticker, and you sell it. Shout out to Upper Deck way back in the day. First guys to put that little holograph thing there on their cards. And I know Flair had the inserts with the holographic little stickers, but so that was the wave of the future. It was the wave of the future back there in the late 80s, kids.
There we go. We have a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. No guest this week, by the way. So it's me and Duncan.
It's a huge loss.
Is it a huge loss? Is it a huge loss? I don't know, but you get more of us this week. Big shout out to, if you like last week's guest, Kevin Kincaid, just replay that bad boy or check out his work on crossandbroad.com anyway. So we have a lot to talk about. We got to celebrate one belt to ass.
BTAs.
Who enjoyed that 49er beatdown, by the way? Was that, I got to ask you, was that Old Testament, New Testament, or Current Testament style beatdown we saw, by the way, for the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers?
That was a little fire and brimstone evangelizing way back when, kind of put the fear of God. I'm thinking, maybe like the teens and the 20s of the 1900s.
So New Testament style, we'll say.
Yeah, it could be New Testament style. Updated New Testament.
Updated New Testament. Updated since maybe it hasn't been updated since 1992, maybe at least. There's probably a few other testaments that you've updated. So
fucking send it in.
Okay, Dan Marino, we'll send it in. All right, that was the greatest beatdown I've ever seen. I'm so happy. Bang bang Niner gang. Join us on the fucking couch, you fucking losers, by the way. So
could be a totality of injuries, could be
I don't care.
Coaching, it could be the quarterback play.
Don't care.
The bottom line is that San Francisco found another way to come up and sneak into the playoffs. Great season. They didn't play the totally most. I'm rambling on with the Niners, man. I don't want to sound like a fool. I just, I'm happy they had a good season. I'm glad they're not in the Super Bowl. I have plenty of Philadelphia. Hate and vitriol coming from this side, but a lot of respect there for what the Niners are doing. But it's a happy day, just like when the Bears lose, just like when the Bills lose.
You should get your behind kicked.
I go by
it's a healthy rivalry. You're probably right. It's probably the most healthy rivalry that Philadelphia has when it comes to football.
It's at least
it's the most relevant, right? It's the most relevant.
It is, and they play next year, by the way. So we will see, by the way, what will happen. As I go by the quote of Lamar Thomas, you come into our house, you should get your behind kicked. That's what happened to the San Francisco 49ers when they walked into Seattle. I enjoyed seeing miserable radio personalities who flew up to the game, ripping their bang, bang, Niner gang bullshit merch anyways. Their jackets, their starter jackets, like it's 1994 all over again. As a Stone Cold Steve Austin would say. You got in there, you got stomped like a muddle by Stone Cold Steve Austin. You lost. You guys were leaving by the third quarter already because you guys knew there was no comeback coming for that one. So you got stomped the mud hole, and you motherfuckers come on down to Cancun. There's a spot right there, and I'm going to be in your fucking face like this, pointing at your fucking finger anyways.
Right next to Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen holding hands.
Oh, fuck those two anyways, mostly. But mostly me just being a complete a-hole to you Niner fans. You guys want to be the assholes too? Well, I'll be way worse anyways, you motherfuckers anyways.
Yeah, I think you're right in so much that if you're going to talk that talk and then you kind of get...
You better back that fucking shit up. If you didn't...
You got to take it then. You got to take it, right? You got to take it.
If you don't fucking take it between your fucking legs and go home, you dirtbags anyways.
Easy there, buddy. Kid show. What about the Bears? What do you think about the Bears, huh?
I actually like the NFC side of the playoff way more anyways. I could give two shits about the AFC, by the way. I'm pro NFC forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes if the AFC's the late game, I was like, I just don't care. Like, do you ever have a feeling about that?
Yeah, there used to be this point where AFC football specifically was the mediocrity of NFL games.
Yeah.
It was buried on CBS. It was just horrible. It was
buried on NBC first, anyways.
Yeah. It was very difficult to watch. It was just difficult to watch that style of football way back when. And probably changed a little bit there in the late 90s, I guess. Some of those Bengals teams scoring a lot of points and,
John
Elway. But they were kind of like, excused to the West Coast, They were kind of just like exclusive out there. Like no one got jacked up to go watch Indianapolis versus someone. People like, oh, what about Peyton Manning? There was, quarterbacks in Indianapolis before Peyton Manning, people.
I know. Not Andrew Luck or fucking buddy. But it's like I look at it like this. It's like I don't care about the AFC. I always feel like you guys are just a little brother conference anyways.
Yeah.
It's like even though you had your dominance with Brady and Peyton Manning, it's like I don't care. Like where's all the history? The NFC anyways. Come on.
True that. And that's relatively new history. I know there was one on Super Bowl number 60. We're talking about the last, 25 years. So that's a third of the history of the NFL. But, relatively new, the Bradys and the Mannings and the Burrows and the Allens and the Jacksons. You had Elway, you had Marino,
Jim Kelly,
Boomer Esiason, you had Jim Kelly.
Drew Bledsoe when he wanted to play.
Warren Moon, right?
And that is true. Anyways, then Bill Parcells made the conversion over almost. It's like when Lou Piniella left the American League for the National League. Like, I'm not going to quote this awful owner. She said, like, it's baseball. You can manage anything at least.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So that's like, I really did not care about the AFC side. I always thought it was perfect to put it the early games because I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't have to watch Houston and New England during the primetime era. Oh Lord. I told you I don't like Ohio State quarterbacks, right?
Correct. Yep.
Am I allowed to say I'm right yet? About another Ohio State quarterback who's going to fizzle it out probably. Is he reminding you of a certain Eagles quarterback from Ohio State, by the way?
Well,
I'm talking about, the boogeyman for some kids who've never heard of him, right?
Yeah, we know the boogeyman. We'll just roll his initials out. BH. Not
BC.
Not BS, right? It just goes to show you that a top tier program, and I think you look around the landscape of college football right now and you take that with a grain of salt and you see the talent that's around some of these young quarterbacks who are getting a lot of praise. For as great as Mendoza is, right? There's some deficiencies in his game. Now, obviously, he's got an opportunity to grow. He's got an opportunity to be better, right? You look like someone like Pavia. Like, there's still deficiencies in that game. They just happen to be surrounded by top-level talent. Now, when you take them out of that equation and you put them on a level playing field, once you get to see someone in real time and you got the tape on them, you make adjustments. This is this is a business. It's their job to make you look as good or as bad as you are. And right now, whether it's between his ears, whether it's in his heart, whether it's the offensive scheme, CJ Stroud is completely fallen to the wayside. And it's a shame because he sort of came in on fire a little bit, had a pretty decent team around him. I know they got rid of Tank, and then Nico Collins goes down, and then they don't have Joe Mixon, who I thought all year was like the biggest missing piece for the Texans whatsoever. But if you're that guy, you're that type A, type 1 guy, you've got to rally your team. You've got to be the reason why they don't lose. And you know, we've given this guy a lot of crap, but look at Bryce Young. Look at Bryce Young, right? He stepped up. it wasn't for Parkinson's amazing back shoulder twisty turny catch, 1 foot down pirouette, reach into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where Carolina's playing right now?
I feel like we're having that conversation. You know, between the Mariota and Winston conversation, who's better? Right. I feel like they're both equal. By the way,
yeah,
like both are the same.
I just think you've seen maturity in Young, where Stroud had that peak, and he's sort of plateaued.
Yeah,
right.
He plateaued in the wrong way. I thought
he's definitely regressed in his performance. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's documented, man. 4 or 5 turnovers. Come on, dude. You can't be the reason.
Who do we always blame if you lose a game? It's always the quarterback. He was the reason why the Texans lost, anyways, and they're 0-6.
That's the reason why the Bills lost, people. That's the reason why the Bills lost. Your boy, Superman, Clark Kent, Josh Allen. You can't turn the ball over, man. You can't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I want winners.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Mike Singletary. I just look at it like this. You have to win the ball game, and you can't do turn. You got to play perfect all the time. I just feel like CJ Stroud is like, ever since he's had that rookie year, we all have been like, oh, he's the next thing, greatest thing in Houston quarterback history anyways.
It's going to be extremely interesting to see how Jaden Daniels comes back.
Yeah.
Because he to me is in that same boat.
He needs that. He had that injury excuse anyways. Now, like, this is the 1 year of your mulligan anyways. Like, everyone has a career as a mulligan. Like Caleb Williams had his first year. He had a shitty head coach anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty coaching situation. He had Eberflus. I forgot who the fucking OC was, and I remember he got fired the next day after a Monday Night Football anyways. So
that is ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's truly utterly ridiculous, and when you look at it, it's like this is we're talking way too much about the AFC here, but it's like
no, it's not. No, it's good. It's bringing attention where it has to be brought, because you look at who the quarterbacks and who the coaches specifically that are in these Final Four teams. Now, McDonald has obviously been around the league long enough. His defense is playing out of their mind. Sean Payton, like, this was the reason why Payton was paid to go to Denver. He had his first 2 years. He did his little evals. He got rid of Russ. He drafted Bo. They got a great backup in Stidham, who's probably going to ball out this weekend. The defense is playing on fire. You look in New England. They retooled. They needed a guy, and they said, look, Vrabel, come on in. Do your thing. And then you go down the street, and you look at L.A., right? And you see McVay. Like, the coaching matters for the development of these players. I'm not throwing D'Amico Ryans under the bus whatsoever. But what I'm saying is the defense is holding up their end of the bargain. Houston, you need to look at the offensive side of that team and figure out what you're going to commit to that young man, because you already paid a handsome amount of money.
Yeah.
A lot of teams find themselves in these problems. Look at Miami, right? They opened up the checkbook for Tua. Look at Philadelphia. They opened up the checkbook for Jalen. Now, granted, 2 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 1 Super Bowl win. Okay, that's paying dividends, but you saw the lack of performance and stuff this year and how awful it looked without any direction in that capacity. This is important. There's a lot of good names out there, but we're going to get to this later. Jobs are filling up left and right.
Yeah, they're filling up quick anyways, so it's like a dancing partner at the full high school dance anyways. Hey, yo.
It's like the Palace of Versailles, dance around and pass stuff down.
It's like one of those old you'll be left out in the club anyways. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm bummed out for Bo Nix for the ankle. That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. Next man up. Let's go.
All right, Jared. It's gonna be Jarrett Stidham versus Drake May in the AFC title game. I feel like we're in an NFC. Remember when the NFC version was like we had a rotation of quarterbacks? Like it was. Let's be honest here. Post Young and Aikman, you had Favre and Collins. You had Favre and Young for the last time. Chris Chandler versus Randall Cunningham. Kurt Warner versus I think it's Tony Banks. I can believe. Yep. God, I'm really Kerry Collins versus Dante Culpepper. Donovan versus Kurt Warner. You had Donovan versus Brad Johnson. You had Donovan versus Jake Delhomme. You had Donovan versus Michael Vick. Great matchup, by the way. Not a much scoring. Jake Delhomme versus Matt Hasselbeck. Rex Grossman versus Drew Brees. Mm-hmm. Eli Manning versus Brett Favre. Donovan McNabb versus Kurt Warner. Duh. You had Drew Brees versus Brett Favre. And then you've had Rodgers, Cutler, Manning, Alex Smith, Kaepernick, Matt Ryan, Kaepernick, Wilson, Rodgers, Cam Newton versus Carson Palmer, Matt Ryan versus Aaron Rodgers, Nick Foles versus Case Keenum. You had Drew Brees versus Jared Goff. You had Jimmy G versus Aaron Rodgers. Brady. Okay, I'm about to hit the wall. Stafford, Garoppolo. You had Hurts versus Purdy, Brock versus Jared, and Daniels versus Hurts. Holy shit.
That's going back.
My brain hurts, by the way.
Dumb son of a bitch.
Thanks, Jim Mandich. Anyways, I know too much anyway. So
that's
how much the NFC has become. Like when you think of post,
mm-hmm.
I think I went from 96 on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I a nerd for that? I know all those quarterback matchups.
No, but I think what you're setting up for is that there's a possibility where you have
the AFC be like that,
where you really potentially have a Super Bowl matchup that could feature Jared Stidham and Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not throwing any shade towards Darnold, but like it got me thinking, like, when's the last time you had two, I'll say Seattle hate me, right? Mid, quarterbacks, like not a big name quarterback, right? And I'm like, do you go back to Baltimore and New York?
Oh, Kerry Collins versus Trent Dilfer?
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
You can go with that one.
Right? Because Collins, kind of like same level Darnold kind of action. He put up a lot of touchdowns that year, but wasn't really.
He was the first overall pick for the Carolina Panthers. He had his little demons show, and he quit on the team, and he went to New Orleans and bounced around and went to New York anyways.
I'm trying to remember the last time you had like just a run-of-the-mill quarterback.
Rich Gannon versus Brad Johnson.
Rich Gannon, Brad Johnson, right? There you go.
Okay. All right, hear me out.
Other than that, you've had the Mannings, you've had Mahomes, you've had Brady, you've had McNabb.
McNabb wasn't in there. Kurt Warner,
right? I mean, yeah, Kurt Warner. Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Roethlisberger was in two of those. Wait, yeah, three of those.
What was the last time when Pittsburgh won prior to Roethlisberger? Neil O'Donnell versus...
No, they never won. It was like before. That was like Bradshaw, maybe.
No. They won one with Cowher when the Jerome Bettis...
Roethlisberger's second year of Cowher, anyways.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, before that was like Neil O'Donnell versus...
Yeah, Neil O'Donnell, yeah.
That was 95.
Neil O'Donnell, what's up?
Yeah, that was like the one, like, when you look at it, it's like, shit. Yeah.
Anyway. It's been a minute, man. It's been
like
a minute.
the AFC. I'm not going to do the AFC side. His brains are working way too much already. So
we have a lot of championship talk coming up. Both these games, all four games looking good. Patriots, Broncos, gut call. What do you think?
I want the Patriots. I just think Drake May. That's my storyline. I want to see.
Is Drake May Tom Brady's illegitimate kid?
And they're stopping the fight. They're stopping the fight as we get out of this promo to tell you that the fight.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm saying it because I've heard the rumors and I've seen the memes and the gifs and the gifs floating around. Someone had to say it.
Nope. I'm gonna say no on this one.
I don't think it is either. But there's a lot of comparisons. Everyone's got a doppelganger. Hopefully not mine, because that's not what you want to look like.
I don't think everyone wants to be mine anyway. So,
other than that,
thanks, Jose. Give me the Patriots. I just think it's a good storyline. Plus, I need something to root for. Anyways, I'm also going by this. This will piss off the Miami fan a lot.
Yeah,
because their rebuild was way quicker than Miami's for almost 25 fucking years.
Yeah, I'm hoping for. My gosh,
is it bad? I want LA, and New England. That's the Super Bowl you don't want. It's like I kind of want that one.
No, it's not. It's not bad, and I think for entertainment value, for entertainment value, and we're all about the business, right?
Yes.
We're all about that. What are we about here?
We're all about that. You know what?
Merchandising.
Exactly.
Rams, Patriots, Super Bowl.
Part 4.
You're going to get a good.
Part
you're
3.
Gonna,
Part 3. Part 3. Actually.
You're going to get a good game.
Yes, that's what I
want.
Right,
like competitive balance wise, you're going to get a game because any one of those teams lining up against Denver after 1 week worth of film, 2 weeks worth of film on Stidham, even with Peyton and that defense playing the way it is, I think advantage goes to McDonald or McVay.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Patriots.
We've had part 2 becoming fun.
That might be like the second rank. Let's just real quick. Let's rank these things. Rams, Broncos.
4.
No, well.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
4.
Rams, Broncos.
If it was Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford, yes. That's
exactly.
2 for me.
Yeah, Rams, Broncos 4. Seahawks, Broncos 3.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Pats 2. Rams, Pats 1.
Yeah. See, if I get the Rams, I'm good.
Yeah.
I need a quarterback, and plus, content-wise for this show, Jake Reitma, we have content for Jake Reitma.
Yeah.
That's why.
I really feel like this point that the only advantage and where I just don't know. I trust Sean McVay. I trust Sean Payton more than I trust Variable in these games. And if anybody could pull something out and off, it's going to be Payton. Problem is, I don't see Denver beating the next group.
You're looking for the Vrabel special.
Yeah.
You know what the Vrabel special is?
I need a linebacker.
No, so the Vrabel special is this guy in Nashville talks about it. How whenever they had a big win,
right,
and they play a team of nothing, they would lose. Like how they beat for example, that team the second year of Vrabel.
Sort of like the Eagles in like the early 2000s when we just like destroy all the really big competition and then go lay an egg versus Washington or something like that.
Yeah, it was like the Vrabel would be known to do that. Like they beat the Eagles, and the following they lost I think Jacksonville or some shitbag team anyways.
Yeah.
So are we looking for the Vrabel special here? Or do we want or is the Vrabel special going to happen in the Super Bowl? And here's the other storyline I'm going by. How bad do the Titans look right now if Vrabel goes to the Super Bowl? That's the other reason. I have storylines I'm looking for. That's why I want the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, not because I'm from New England. I'm looking at it as like storyline with Nashville. How pissed are the Titans fans going to be? And also, how much of a dumbass does Amy Adams' spunk look anyways?
Yeah.
You know?
It writes its own story if it turns out to be, the Rams and you get Stafford and walking off into the sunset with another Super Bowl win.
Broncos, Stafford's getting booed up by her kids.
Yeah, Stafford's getting booed by everybody, holding on to the kids even while they're playing at home, which could probably turn into a road home game for the visiting team. I don't. Oh man, here's my worst case scenario, and I think it's going to happen. Right, I think what's going to happen is that you're going to have the Broncos and the Patriots play a really close game.
Yeah,
being that it's in Denver, the Broncos are going to find a way to win on a Lutz field goal, either at the buzzer or close enough. You're going to have the Rams travel up to Seattle, and it's just going to be like one of these atrocious weather kind of days. Things are going everywhere, and you have a Myers, 40-some yard field goal, chip it in. Rams can't get it done late. I'm going to be stuck with it because I appreciate what both of these teams did through the year, but like less Bo Nix, man. Less Bo Nix. I don't want to see.
This is the weather.
I'm being selfish.
This is the weather for Seattle on Sunday.
What do we got?
So it's a 6:30 pregame, 6:30 game out here. 3:30 on the West Coast. Sunny.
Oh,
high of 41. By the way.
All right.
Clear. You clear. So this game will probably be done by like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
What do we have for Denver weather?
Give me a second. Sunday will be high. It'll be a 1 o'clock high of 23.
High of 23, and they're gonna get some snow the day before. Arctic blast to bring sub-zero wind chills and snow. I mean, who does that favor then? Does that favor Travion Henderson and the Patriots?
Yes.
Yeah.
That team plays in the fucking snow anyways. Run the ball, baby. Run the fucking ball, baby. So,
Did you see the Hard Knocks thing from the beginning of the season?
No.
Where they did the Rams and they had Oz the Mentalist?
No.
Yeah. So I should bring it up. It's on Instagram. And anyway, he went in and had Stafford do stuff, blah, 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 blah. And of course, like, he wants.
So he's hypnotized on.
Yeah, predicting the scores and whatnot. So Stafford's like, yeah, I'm going to throw to like Kyron first and this guy second. Forget his name. I'm sorry, buddy. And Devontae Adams is like thinking about a team name. And Oz is like, all right, so you're seeing something. You're seeing it's in the big game, blah, blah, blah. And he's got 23-14. Kyron's number, this other guy's number. Rams beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl. And we've got one game away to get to that first part of it. Now, listen, true story here. Hand to God. Was that
Where's the Bible at? Come on, where's that my Bible at?
People who question the authenticity of this guy, and I know there's a whole bunch of tricks and hypnotized stuff and all these. Yeah, I mean, you do enough reading. I was at a gathering party in
not Magic the Gathering cards from back.
No, not Magic. No, in Vegas. It was at the Sahara. Oz Mentalist was there. Our boy, all day, AP Adrian Peterson.
Yes,
they're doing a thing. I got the picture somewhere, and he asked Adrian, "I want you to think of a name or some kind of nickname that someone like close to him called like his aunt or something, like someone like three people removed from Peterson."
Yeah.
Right. And he's sitting there, he's looking at him, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know if the name was Tipsy or Tapsy or something like that. But Peterson turns around, he's like, okay. He's like, tell me the name, right? And AP goes, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hold on. He turns around and he's got the piece of paper and he's like, you mean this name right here? Everyone fell out. It was like, we're all done for like 5 minutes. Jack, but I was like, this guy is real. And then I was hesitant to like, keep going with the conversation and introduce myself. I'm like, I don't need anything. I'm good. Give me the lottery numbers. That's it. So.
It's like Kyle Payton going down to New Orleans last year and going to the voodoo doctor at least. We need to investigate that, by the way, because we can blame the offense this year, by the way.
Hey, listen, I went down there. It was my first time in New Orleans, and I was very respectful of that. When PSA kids, you go someplace different and you hear about a little mojo, doo-doo, voodoo, hoodoo, just respect it.
Yes.
Just respect it. Why? Because if there is nothing, you're good. But if there's something, you want to make sure you're on the right side. Yes. You want to be on the right side of that conversation.
Yes. So, like last year, Kyle Fagan went to a voodoo doctor and figured out the Eagles' offense, which was. I will have to say I would like to have an investigation if that thing doesn't work. We may have to take another trip down there, Pagan. Recurring guest of the pod, by the way. So.
Yes, let's go.
All right, so let's hope for Rams. Let's hope for Rams Patriots, please. That's all we're
gonna hope for Rams Patriots. We're gonna be biased on this program.
We have our own bias on here because we want. Here's what I go by too. I just want to see a good quarterback matchup.
Yeah,
I want Stafford in. I want young versus old also.
Mm-hmm. The reason being is that if it does turn out to be Seattle versus Denver, and Stidham has an off game, right? It could be.
I'm bored then.
Like it could be, to use Jake's term, like it could be a boat race, like real early, but not an exciting boat race. Like one of those boat races where it's like, hey, it's 28-3, 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
I'm done.
They're not coming back.
Yeah.
So now you're looking for crooked numbers on the block pool, thinking like, all right, well.
So I've never done Super Bowl.
Can I get the 43?
What's that? Fun fact, I've never done Super Bowl squares before.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself for not doing that.
I think you should stay on that wagon.
I think you should stay on that wagon. So here's a few things about me with Super Bowl, and we'll talk about it in 2 weeks as well. I used to gamble a lot. People used to know this. Trevor used to gamble a lot. And when I moved down to Florida, I was like, let me throw my last couple bets in. I don't think I ever told you this story, by the way. I was driving down.
Tell stories. Here we go.
I do tell stories. I was driving through Virginia of January 2022, by the way. I pulled over at a rest stop before we got to North Carolina. Like, let me do this. We're going to drain the bank account.
Drain it.
We drained it. We hit the board on everything, by the way. Super Bowl, this. I was betting the early lines for the Super Bowl and stuff, so we were good to go.
Total $17.85, kid.
I think I had about $50 in there, by the way.
There you go. Nice. That's a good solid number. It's a good solid number.
We bet the Bengals to cover.
All right.
And I had another one from Bengals money line because I feel like this is perfect anyways.
There you go. All right.
And we won the cover, but we didn't win the money line. So
and
we bet a lot. We bet a lot of hockey that week anyway.
Bet a lot of hockey.
And I threw a future in for Panthers make the Eastern Conference final that year, though they lost in 4 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, by the way. So
all
right. That shit happens, by the way. We'll talk some NFL news, by the way. Robert Saleh to the Titans, by the way.
Yep.
What's your thoughts about?
I don't think it's a good fit. I don't think it's a good fit.
I think it's an awful
I
fit.
don't.
That's why. I think it's a blah fit. Anyways, I don't trust the Titans. I haven't trusted the Titans since they fired Jeff Fisher out of town or Vrabel, one of those two, really. And
I've seen. No, I was gonna say I think I've seen Robert Saleh as a head coach. Maybe he learned from the first go round.
I don't think
we are apologists on this program. Some people are great coordinators and awful head coaches.
Yes.
You can go backwards. You can't go forward. Case in point, Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator.
Any Lions head coach, anyways.
Any Lions head coach. Any Lions head coach. Right?
Or Cleveland Brown. Well, I can't say for Cleveland Browns head coach anyways anymore.
And I'm not talking about Brian Johnson. Congrats to Brian Johnson. Give you your flowers. Yeah. Way to go, buddy.
Speaking of coordinators, Eric Bieniemy's back in the league, by the way.
Eric Bieniemy. Eric sleeping with Bieniemy. Good old boomer reference.
I want to see shit.
He's back in the league.
He's back with the Kansas City Chiefs, by the way.
You know, I feel like we should have the drop of like Eminem Without Me. Yes. This is his song right now.
My turn, assholes.
I want to see Bieniemy because he has the red Robin outfit already going on there for Kansas City, the red and the yellow. Yep. Put the little, bandana thing over the eyes, cut out the holes. Put the belt around him with the mic and the radio.
What's your point?
Guess who's
That's
back?
a violation.
Bieniemy back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Oh, this is great.
I guess Matt Nagy got himself fired anyway. So.
Matt Nagy did something.
Matt Nagy did Jesus.
You think? We'll shout out the Hunt family here. Maybe we'll ask Gracie when we see her coming up. Like
you'll ask her anyway. You're in Radio Row.
Did the family, did the coaching, did the organization have a little remorse after letting Bieniemy go? And now you want to bring him back because Andy's on his way out.
Disgusting act by Randy Moss.
Could be.
Well, I mean, Andy's, how much more he's got left in the tank?
Wonder how much gas. Let's see how much gas I have in my car right now. Anyway, I think we have
it's flashing.
I think it's maybe like my gas tank's at 70%. I'll say 60%, maybe 50% for Andy Reid at least.
Yeah. I don't,
get him on a good fitness program, and I know Kansas City has many good gyms and fitness programs. Get him on that, and he'll be good to go.
I just don't know where he's at, like in his headspace. Like if we're getting ready to turn the page on some of these coaches that have been in our lives for the longest amount of time.
Yeah,
he's definitely coming back one more time and running it with Mahomes.
I think that's
But after that,
we'll see.
Say they have another down year, right? Say they just have another abysmal year.
Like Dick Vermeil almost. He ended he had 3 seasons in KC or 4.
That's a great analogy. Great analogy.
I always like to bring a nice Dick Vermeil reference on the show. Anyways, it's one of my favorite head coaches. Anyways, even though I was alive for the Eagles tenure. Anyway, so many. I think when you look at it, it's like Andy Reid is like, is he our Dick Vermeil? But he's won.
Well, Dick's got a Super Bowl win.
Dick won the Super Bowl, but I feel like. All right, here's
Andy's a little more consistent. I think I know what you're trying to say. That it comes to a point in their coaching career where they've exceeded all their expectations. They've hit the arc. They've tapped all the boxes. They ticked everything.
Yeah.
What more do you got?
I'm not saying this way both because they both played for the coach of the Eagles, and they both coached for 2 teams in the state of Missouri, by the way.
Missouri.
Mizzou.
Enjoy Kansas in a couple of years, Chiefs fans.
That's true. I just think he's like in our Dick Vermeil era. I'll say.
He could be in his Dick Vermeil.
Yeah. All I need to do is he a
what
wine
would he
guy?
Have, though? Dick Vermeil's got good wine. What would Andy have? Does Andy make his own
that's
beer?
That's my next question.
Does Andy make beer, or does he go to like make brat or ham? He was always like ham sandwich, time's yours. Cheeseburgers. I mean, here's the thing. Coach Reed, love your health, it's your health, but like capitalize on this stuff while you can.
Didn't he go to BYU too?
He went to BYU.
Fuck.
Yeah. So he might be dry, no liquor.
That's the thing. So definitely
Mormon. We'll get with Mormon here. Let's call Bryce Harper. Let's get Bryce on the phone. Somebody call Bryce. Somebody call Steve Young. Hey, listen. There's an event.
Like Swig.
They're celebrating They're celebrating the 94 Niners. If that comes up, I'll ask Steve. I'll be Steve. Let me ask you a question.
Greenwich, Connecticut's own, by the way.
Shout out from the 203 to you.
Yeah, Greenwich High, baby. The best one. I like to say one of the best quarterbacks out of our state, by the way. So
could you play now, Steve? Could you play now? Could you play?
Ooh.
Lace him back up, Steve. Let's go.
These are the quarterbacks I still think we can lace it up, by the way.
Okay, here we go.
I want to get you into this.
All right.
Dan Marino, I have a very big axe to grind with Dan Marino and the Dolphin fans, right?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna take Jim Kelly because he can at least mobile at least. Give me Jim Kelly, give me Troy Aikman, give me Steve Young, give me Michael Vick.
Oh, Vick could play right now.
Vick, give me Donovan McNabb. I'm gonna give you a college quarterback maybe or two. If he didn't have a noodle arm, Ken Dorsey. I think if he didn't have a terrible noodle arm, I think he'd be perfect for the league right now because he could do all his short passes perfectly. He can make the intermediate throws perfectly, no problem.
Yeah.
He just went to a shitty 49er team, by the way.
The absolute low-hanging fruit is Tom Brady. Tom Brady right now will be a starter on about like.
I'm sure everyone's saying Tom Brady. It's way too mainstream. Everyone's going to say number one. I'll give you my list at least. Here's another one: Warren Moon.
Oh yeah, Warren Moon, man.
Hello,
dude. He's. Last time seeing Warren, he is still built like a brick outhouse, man.
Yes, Warren Moon.
He's got his stuff together.
Give me Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham.
That would be fun.
Yes,
that'd be fun to see Randall.
God,
are there guys we don't want to see?
I think Brett Favre will not be able to do it.
No,
he'll get clocked so quickly. Dante.
I could say a name, but I don't want to upset him.
The masses right now, or my man?
No, big hat.
Eli Manning.
No.
Peyton Manning.
No. You think Cam could play right now?
You gotta be raping me. Yeah.
You'll get knocked out so quickly, and I would enjoy it.
That's what I would be worried about. That's the part of it that I would be worried about.
I think you'll get a lot of rib shots anyway. So
that there would be like I don't doubt the athletic ability component of it. That part, easy day. But I feel like that other side, and Cam is huge. You ever seen Cam Newton in person?
It's one person I've never seen in person, actually.
Oh my God. I'd have to hug myself 2 times and stand on top of myself.
I felt short around Kim Bocamper. Let's say that. That's our Kim Bocamper reference. All right,
let's go.
Let's get back to the business here. But before we really get to it, shout out to Joe Rose, by the way.
Joe
Rose, did you see what's going on? Did you see a certain selfie that went viral on the internet, by the way, yesterday?
I did not see the selfie, but let me bring it up right now. What happened?
Shout out to Joe Rose. I don't think I sent it to you, but it's on E! News. Jordan Hudson had a selfie with some blonde lady. Shout out to our guy Joe Rose, photobombing it in the background, baby. That's our guy Joe Rose, baby. Let's give it up for the.
Very nice.
Give it up for Joe Rose.
Nice. Very nice.
The morning show host at QAM just looking like, what the hell is going on here with two chicks? Anyways,
love it.
Shout out to Joe Rose. God. Wow. Let's talk a little natty. By the way, let's talk about who's getting interviewed for the Eagles OC job, since everyone's wondering. Brian Daboll is getting interviewed for it, but I don't think he's going to take it because it's looking like he's between the Bills head coach or the offensive coordinator job for the Tennessee Titans, by the way.
Ooh.
McDaniels has turned this job down because he went to go coach for under Jim Harbaugh, by the way. Here is my question to you.
Okay.
Is the Eagles OC job unattractive because of Nick Sirianni because he's on the superlative hot seat, in our opinion, or he does not or does people don't want to work with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah. Okay. Let's put on our big boy and girl and they and them panties and boxers and whatnot. Or if you go commando, you go commando. There has to be something in so much as why individuals have not jumped on the offensive coordinator position with the Eagles. Now, you could say that you want to do a thorough interview vetting process to find their guy, but there were talented offensive coordinators. There were talented head coaches who were offensive minded, who passed on this opportunity. So when you ask a question, are people scared because of the way that Sirianni is involved with this particular aspect of the offense, or perhaps the way that the locker room itself is sort of evolved, right? Or devolved, right? We've seen there's a rift, there's not a rift between the number one receiver and the quarterback. The quarterback is just doing what the offense coordinator and the coach tell him to do, but he's not really being effective with it. He could do so much more, or he can't do that much more. This was his ceiling, and when he's put in the right position with the right people, then he can excel. But on his own, he doesn't get there. And I think coming into that situation, when I would look at it, and I see a top tier organization, I see an amazing defense, I see probably one of the best offensive lines in the league, I see a top 5 to 10 running back in the league, I see a top 10 to 15 just quarterback, not his accomplishments, quarterback in the league, and I see the stability. Why don't I go and get that job? Why don't I want to go and take that job? Because they're let's be honest, right? There has to be something like
it's a loud locker room.
It's a loud locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
Yes. It's a loud locker room. I compare this to you compare this to a sports car?
That's what I say. Just you go. That's right.
Like, is this like I'm gonna go very. It's just 90s, early 80s. It's an 80s, 90s, early aughts sports car.
Yeah.
You got a mixture of everything.
That's right.
I got into this rabbit hole today, by the way. I was at the gym.
That Acura Integra, that new one that came out where you tried to soup it up and put the filters and everything on it, and you tried to put nitrous on it. You got a box in the back, but there's really no room for it. So when you open the trunk, you're kind of like building while it's in there. You can't really fit the amps in. So you're trying to mount them on the back of your seats that you really can't put down because it's not even really a hatchback.
I was going to go with a Nissan Silvia maybe at least, or it's a JDM car. It's a Nissan Skyline. How about that? I'm going to go really specific.
Skylines are nice, man.
Yes, especially the 90s one. Those are hard to get.
Yeah, they do the championship.
It's a top tier job.
It's a great car on what was it, Need for Speed or something?
Yes, and Too Fast, Too Furious. Anyways,
yeah, Too Fast, yeah. It's not Paul Walker's car, the Skyline.
Yes, sir. This is why I'm calling it that.
It's all coming back.
Yes. This is why it's a 90s Skyline.
Okay. All right.
It's a good job. You get moved up to a head coaching job anyways. When you think about it, most people who've taken this job has become head coaches.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter if it's Marty Morningway, Brad Childress. I'm trying to figure out who else has been on. Frank Reich, at least.
Frank Reich, Doug Peterson.
Well, Doug Peterson was Chip Kelly, yeah. Like, you have a chance to become like a head coach anyways. Kellen Moore got that stank of the Dallas Cowboys. And he became an Eagles OC, being head coach. And people say, like, why was he head coach the first time when everyone wanted to be, and when he was at Dallas? Well, he didn't want to leave the Dallas Cowboys. When he left to go Philly, like, okay, let me see what I could do. And lo and behold, he took a fucking head coaching job right when he could get one anyways. Shane Steichen as well. This job leads to head coaching jobs. And I don't think anyone wants to do that because, I also call the Eagles coaching rehab and also GM rehab too. There's some people need to go under, like, work for a loud organization anyways.
Yeah.
To see how they perform. Like, Mike McDaniel not accepting this job, I kind of called it anyways. Like, this motherfucker doesn't want to work for a loud organization anyways. He worked in a loud organization, but it was bad name, the Cleveland Browns anyways.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do that again, which I can understand. He didn't want to live in a crappy area of the country. That's my guess. So, and Daboll is from Western New York. I think that's the job he wants anyways, the Bills job anyways. He may get it anyways. And like for him to take the Titans job, it's like, I don't see it in Cam Ward. I know everyone's like, Trevor, what do you don't see in Cam Ward? Like, you work for UM and you do stuff for UM. I was like, I just don't see it with Cam Ward anyways. I see more, And then plus that organization is a mess. Like, bad coaches go there because they need to take a job,
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. So I was looking at Nick Sirianni's where he's been. Have you ever gone through this deep dive anyways before?
Where Nick has been?
Yeah, like as a quality control anyways.
Started in Kansas City, didn't he?
Yes. Do you want to know who was on that staff when he was there? Like offensive,
like he was other offensive coaches?
Yeah, all the offensive coaches. I'm gonna give you those.
Go ahead.
Charlie Weiss was 2010.
Okay.
Richie Anderson. I'm trying to find the quarterback coach for that year as well, but I cannot find it, by the way, for 2010. 2009, it was his first year there. The offensive head coach was Haley, anyways. Wide receivers was Dedrick Ward, Bob Bicknell, and they didn't give you the OC is there as well, which is shocking, anyways. I'm going off Wikipedia here, so
okay,
that's a really great place for me to check. Staff in 2011. Offensive coordinator says offensive line, Bill Moyer, and Jim Zorn was the QB coach, by the way, there.
Oh, all right, Jim Zorn, okay.
Jim Zorn. Richie Anderson was also the wide receivers there. And in 2012, when he was there, that was the 2-14 year, by the way.
Okay.
Probably the worst season of Chiefs history of all time. Brian Daboll was the OC there. Quarterbacks was Jim Zorn. Sirianni was the wide receivers. Bernie Parmalee was the tight end, by the way. Tight ends coach there, by the way. Offensive quality control. Do you want to guess who that one is? Who's interviewing for this job anyways?
Who's that?
Jim Bob Cooter.
Jim Bob.
Yes.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. So then he went to Kansas City, San Diego, stayed in the NFC West. And this is the coaching staff for that year too. He was on that staff as well. The offensive OC was Ken Wisenhunt. Head coach was Mike McCoy, by the way.
Ooh.
That is one person I do not want to see in the fucking Philadelphia Eagles, by the way. I do not want to see Mike McCoy. Frank Wright was QB coach. Ollie Wilson was the running backs coach. Fred Graves was the wide receivers. Tight ends was Jason Michael. Offensive quality control, Nick Sirianni.
All right.
Yeah. And the year after, that was the year after, that was the one and done year for Wisenhunt. Then he became the good old head coach of the Titans, by the way. Frank Wright was your OC. Quarterbacks was Sirianni, was the coach for that year. And Joe DeSandres was the O-line coach. Offensive quality control. Do you want to know who that is, by the way? You're going to laugh.
No.
It's Shane Steichen.
Shane. I was going to say Shane Steichen.
Yes. 2015, he was there as well for Sirianni. He was there. He was the quarterback's coach again. Reich was there. It was also McCoy was coaching there still as well. So, I think 16 was last year, I believe. It could be wrong. So, what Sirianni was wide receivers coach that year, by the way. So, and offensive assistant Tommy Reese. You probably heard of Tommy Reese. I would not be surprised if they go the college route, honestly, if they can't find anyone in the pros. So,
could be.
I think that's the best way. Just get Charlie Weiss Jr. up here. Where would you rather coach? The college ranks of the SEC of Ole Miss, or do you want to play coach in Philadelphia? Pick one for me. Dunkin Dad.
I'm going to Philly, man. I'm picking Philly. I'm going to Philly, man.
Go to the pros. Go to the pros, man. I think you have to go the college route here. That's my guess. Put some college concepts in motion, everything. Bring that there. Bobby Slowick, who was the OC for the Texans a couple of years ago, who's supposed to be getting head coach and recognizing. That was during CJ Stroud's good year. He is getting interviewed as well. I don't know how you don't take this job. I think it's a better job than being a head coach for some certain teams, anyways. So
yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, it's a little more protected.
Yeah, a little more protected, and if you like your job, you like your job anyway. So mock draft 2026. These are starting to come up, by the way.
You know who's going one. You know who's going one.
Yeah, it's been Mendoza.
I can feel it in the air tonight, Fernando. They're blasting Ab at the end of that game too, man.
Don't get me started. Don't get me. So the Eagles have pick number 22. What do you think they should go for, you think?
Oh, pick 22 for the Eagles. Where is the need? Pick 23, 22, 22, 23.
23.
Yeah, I think you may go on the offensive side.
They should.
I think you're probably going to look at a tackle or guard because of what's happened with Lane Johnson consistently. If not, I know they've kicked around the idea of potentially drafting a tight end in that position, which they haven't really got a whole heck of a lot of
Grant Calcaterra from SMU.
Yeah, we know that Goddard is okay, but he's banged up. Right around the time that Ertz sort of was on his decline, that's when they reached out and they grabbed Goddard. Kid from Oregon, Sadiq, whatever his name is, Kenyon Sadiq. Huge guy. But also like there's other offensive linemen that you may have a need. There's an offensive tackle from Utah.
That is true.
Caleb.
This is what they have on ESPN.
Luma.
This is who they have on ESPN. Avion Terrell, cornerback from Clemson. We're fine with cornerback.
Yeah, you don't need a cornerback, man. You don't need that.
They need a tackle right now. They need a tackle at least.
Yeah, you need to make sure that offensive line is pretty short up before you go grabbing.
If I was one of them, I would take a look at the Miami Hurricanes offensive line because there's a few coming out of the draft, by the way. Francie Maui Noah, by the way. Get that kid. I always say this not because I'm I like to do a lot of stuff with the U, anyways, with their games and stuff. I like to have Miami Hurricanes on the Eagles again. It's kind of nice, anyways.
Yeah, the kid who really impressed during that national championship game, outside of Mendoza being the obvious focal point.
Yes,
Fletcher.
Yes,
he is going to be a problem in the NFL. Okay. I know a lot of people are like, oh, same kind of build as Genty, blah 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 blah, and Genty put up these big numbers. If you've watched a lot of football in your life, right, and you're not biased to who's playing, and you strictly watch it from a point and position of show me the best players on the field, he was the 1A, 1B best player on the field that night. He's a really, really good football player.
Really good football player. Also, I like on the Miami Hurricanes, the defensive line. I love Akeem Mesidor.
He's disrupting some stuff, man.
I also love that Ruben Bain kid, by the way.
Ruben Bain, yeah, he's not bad. He's listed up there on a couple draft boards. But I don't know if Fletcher's going to come out. Fletcher's going to go back, but
Mark Fletcher will be going back to college this year, by the way. So
hey, good for him. 2027. If you need a running back, circle that name, highlight that name, watch that guy. Don't just watch what his yards and production show. That's important. I get it. Watch him as a player.
Yes.
He blocks, he chips, he catches, he cuts, he stops, he sees holes. He knows when to accelerate, when not to accelerate. Listen, Indiana's been keeping people contained all year. That guy busted off a 57-yard touchdown run like it was nothing.
Yep.
Because he was patient when he hit the hole, took a hit, and ran right on through him. That's the stuff that you can't teach professional players.
Yes.
You can't teach them that. Either you got it or you don't got it.
All I want is Ruben Bain or Akeem Mesidor on the Eagles, and right now I saw a mock draft. They're saying he may go to the Washington Redskins at least. That's gonna break my heart already.
Well, it could happen. That's the cross that is the life of a sports fan. Now,
that is a cross that me get to watch a college football team very close anyways.
Do you have any problem with the IU alumni fan base after this national championship?
I can't stand Mark Cuban.
What do you have against Mark Cuban?
I think he's a jerk off. I really think he is.
Is this because he shot down your idea on Shark Tank a couple years ago?
No, I just don't. I don't want to say because I'm going to get canceled for it.
You're fine. Don't get canceled for it then.
That's why.
All right.
I have my reasons for Mark Cuban. I just think I don't like half. I think they're going to be the most nerdy. I think they're worse than Syracuse alumni now. I think we're in that territory. Like you think of Syracuse, I think of journalism. Whenever the Syracuse gets good, like oh my god, Syracuse.
Hey, Bob Costas, Mike Tirico, shout out to the boys.
Yeah,
that used to be ESPN West
or Sean McDonough too.
Sean McDonough, yeah.
I just think they're so much more annoying already. I that's what I say. I have a gripe for IU alumni because it's just like, cool, you went to Indiana. You're a basketball school. I still call you that anyways. This is like worse than this. Indiana winning a national title game is like this feels like worse than Kentucky. Like when like Alabama wins and they're good at both sports, like basketball and football. It's like, fuck, You
know what? And it's funny that you mention that, because that really segues right into our next topic of conversation.
Is this the Florida State article I sent you?
This is the Florida State article.
Yeah, we have to talk about this.
We have to talk about this.
I've teased this for 2 straight weeks. I was like, we'll get to it. So I shout out to Kevin Rogers. I'm going to share this. Shout out to Kevin Rogers. He's one of our favorite Florida State alumni, by the way. I work with him during pre and post and intermissions.
Knowles
Panthers. He was there when they last won a title, by the way.
Okay.
When Bobby Bowden was head coach.
Bobby Bowden, baby.
Yes. Not Jimbo Fisher. This goes 30 years, by the way.
It does.
And this also goes back to when teams are trying to join conferences and stuff. They keep
very good.
Around.
Keep going. You're getting ready. You're getting hot, getting warmer. I'm
getting very hot here.
Getting hot.
They had a choice between joining the SEC or the ACC.
What did they do? What did they do, folks?
They joined the ACC.
This is all what was the reason why they joined the ACC?
An easier way to get to a championship.
That's right.
You know what that sounds like?
What does it sound like?
It sounds very like, oh, we can beat up on everybody in the ACC because half these schools don't give a fuck about football anyways, And Florida State could at least try to dribble a basketball.
That's right. And they tried to mask it with the, oh, well, we're going to go to the ACC because for our basketball prowess, we'll be in a better conference. But lo and behold, the Seminoles, rubbing their hands together in the background, figured, hey, because of the media, because of us coming in there, we could beat their top dogs. We could win chips. Let's go.
We could beat them in football at least.
We could beat them in football.
We could beat up a Duke, Maryland, North Carolina, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech anyways. Yeah, that kind of worked. This also shows that a lot of the schools don't get along, especially in Florida, as you could tell.
Correct.
For example, Miami, UF and University of Miami do not get along, by the way. They won't schedule each other that much often. And how I love the state championship, by the way. You've said it on here. We both enjoy the Florida State championship anyways, between Miami, Florida State, and Florida. And how those two schools don't want to schedule each other. It goes back to the 80s because Steve Spurrier was just like, fuck you guys. I'm worried about my SEC schedule more than my out of conference. Florida State and Miami have respect for each other because they still play each other all the time.
Correct.
This also shows that, like, even though Florida State was winning in the 90s and stuff with Charlie Ward and Chris Ricks, no, he's 2000s. The other quarterback after who played for the Panthers in 2001. It shows that even though you're winning, dysfunction follows.
Yes, dysfunction follows.
It also shows that even though you can be an AD and you can make whatever the fuck you want, you're not held accountable once you leave, That's what happened at Florida State. I always say the Florida State fell. I don't know when you say when I could say when Florida State fell off. I always say Florida State started falling off around the 2000s. Like when Miami was falling off, Florida State fell off too.
Correct.
And it felt like it was a mess because of 80s messages. Don't know how to follow a succession play after Bobby Bowden, at least. And in Miami, it was like the same thing. It's like, you don't know what to do post-Coker almost. Larry Coker.
Yeah. And there's a lot of blame to go around. And I know they threw out a couple names in the article as well. But they said, former ACC Commissioner John Wolford signed a restrictive long-term rights and television deal that prioritized, everyone else aside from, the ESPN and the revenue comes back. And obviously, FSU attaching the horse to the ACC, they get blown out of the water by the SEC and the Big Ten. And you're right. And like, there just seems that there comes points in all of these schools' history where they're going to make that next step, the next investment. Right? We always talk about how crazy and how jacked up like the Big 12 was.
Yeah.
Now you have teams going to SEC. Then you have teams who want to be in the Big 10 who are out west and projected long down the road. Like you're talking 2035, 2036 for FSU and these deals that are going on. You need to position themselves for survival.
Yeah. And
with these particular conferences.
And they don't have that at Florida State.
They don't have that.
It's
not they can buy themselves out. They're not going to be an independent.
No. Even though Florida State being independent would be kind of cool, actually, but it wouldn't anyways because they would be losing money. Florida State has like, when you look at Florida's like Miami, like state of Florida football for college, it's like Miami, Florida, Florida State, those three anyways, and everybody else. And seeing them just be a complete utter shit show mess is just like, what are you doing over there? And I was reading through, I was like, they still go by the door to door. Oh, we need money. Can you help us out?
That's it.
Can I ask you one question? Who do you think is is there a big donor you can think of from Florida State who ever made it big besides it's not named a comedy person or an actor?
Man, wow. There's a lot.
It's not Butch, our favorite actor, Butch, named Butch, by the way.
No. There's a lot of business individuals.
But you never hear about them.
I mean, Dion's not going to give his money back. Bart Reynolds has passed away. Jimmy Buffett was there for a minute.
Charlie
Ward
ain't giving them money.
No.
Corey Simons ain't going to give them money.
Yeah, Winston Brooks Ward, they're not doing anything in politics. There's really
nobody.
Yeah, there's not a big name. And I know they have a great alumni association.
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of notable alumni people through the Seminole ranks, but I just don't know if someone in Florida State's like cash right now is going to open up the checkbook, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not looking. Bobby Bowden's not coming to your door and asking for a check.
No, Bobby Bowden, I don't think he knows wants to walk door to door to get like, I need money. Can you help out the Seminole Fund?
Right. I just don't feel like there's, you could turn around and you could say to, gosh, I don't know. Like, I mean, look at Indiana right now, regardless of that success, right? You saw what Signetti did. You have donors coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Cuban
wanting to give you money, right? You look at Michigan, just on the name alone, you have guys turn around wanting to contribute
Stephen
to that
Ross.
fund. Man, it's a hard grab for Florida State at this point. And it's not saying that they're not there, and it's not saying that it's not going to happen. But as a business individual, what would your return on investment be to pump money into Florida State at this particular moment, knowing that a lot of it is tied up for the next decade? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
I also go by it also goes by the ACC. When the SEC network came out, you got it, I got it under 3 months.
Yep,
it was there. ACC network didn't come out until it came out, but it was rolled out so slowly.
Yeah,
that's you remember when the NFL network was only available on DirecTV?
Yeah,
and it people bitched about it. We had to go to bar. For example, this is the perfect game example for it. Patriots, Giants, 2007, week 16 or 17 it was. No one could watch it locally in the area because, A, the game was on NFL Network and people got pissed about it. So you had everybody was throwing a fit about it. And then people, all the over-the-air channels, oh, we'll put it on network television, in the area. I look at it the ACC is you brought in teams like Virginia Tech, Miami, Boston College, in the first wave of expansion anyways. Then the second wave of expansion is Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Louisville. Am I missing anybody else?
No, and and just for not for student, I'm scrolling down the list of Florida State's top 100 alumni or alumnist, and there's a lot of athletes, which is great, and there's a lot of individuals who are in a political field, but there's
no big business.
There's no business person right now who is jumping off the page, ready to
throw your money.
Yeah, help.
Yeah.
I mean, even what's his face? Even the University of help me out here. Was Oklahoma State, but they just got that huge endowment.
Yeah.
From mother-old billionaire donors that rebuilt like an entire complex right before Gundy got the hook. Yeah, man, like that. But again, like, what does Florida State used to be like the premier? It was a brand, man. It was a brand. Dion, Charlie Ward, Bowden, Seminoles, the Chop. Like now they're sort of in this
G5 program.
Limbo. Yeah. They are.
Like you don't know what to be. Are you a G5 program or G1 or Power 5 company?
It's a shame, but I mean, that's just the way it is.
It sucks after 30 years, even though you're winning. Behind the scenes, it's a shit show, you know?
Well, we got a lot to wrap up before we get to the end of this program, and we're at a buck right now. MLB. Let's run down who signed where, who needs help.
Boba shit to the Mets. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you go from the World Series runner-up to the Mets, who didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of help over there. They also went out and they signed Luis Roberts. Traded for Luis Roberts. Tucker gets a huge payday from the Dodgers. Listen, I'm going to say 2 words. Lockout incoming.
What?
Who does that?
Just be ready, people.
Oh, God.
You can't put that much money. You can't backdate that much money.
Were we bitching this much when the Yankees were spending money left and right in the 90s and early odds?
Yeah, but you're not. So this is $500 million for like 3 or 4 different guys, each getting $500 million.
Okay.
$1 billion for Shohei,
Yeah.
Like the valuation it's all up and down across the market,
This is Bregman to the Cubs. Thank God.
Bragging to the Cubs. Enjoy that. Tweaky black hamstring stuff that's going to
a lot of deferrals, by the way, I found out. So the Cubs have finally figured out the deferrals market finally. So
that's
about damn time. About damn time, Tom.
It's about damn time.
It is about damn. Baseball Hall of Fame, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on this briefly off air. Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones both made the class.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Carlos Beltran.
I was just banging the trash can real quick. Sorry about that.
Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones are in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Yeah, Andrew Jones, probably one of the best defensive center fielders of all time. Youngest guy to hit a home run, I think, in a World Series. Beltran, he put it together so long. A couple all-decades team. Although he was at the center of that
towards the end of his career, by the way.
Trash can thing. But hey, listen, I think it's good because I think it starts to open up the door for some of these other guys who might have a little bit of sussy, sketchy, in-betweeny gray area.
Like Jeff Kent's in the Hall of Fame.
Like Jeff Kent. Hi, Jeff Kent. How are you?
All right, I'll ask you this. Yeah. I like Jeff Kent as a second baseman. I have no problem with him. Mm-hmm. I liked how him and Barry Bonds went after each other. That was perfect for the game anyways.
Okay, all right. Well, congrats to Jeff Kent.
Congrats to Jeff Kent. Is he a Hall of Famer? I think he's Hall of Good.
Hall of this is where I'm torn, right? Here's why I'm torn. Jeff Kent doesn't get the opportunity to amass the stats and perform the way he did if he doesn't have Bond sitting in front of him or behind him.
Yeah.
That plain and simple.
And he also played behind Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio,
that's
Carlos Beltran.
Right. I mean, like, he was definitely and good for Jeff Kent. I think it's awesome, fantastic. He definitely took advantage of those opportunities. But when you think about those other guys now who have that little, things that make you go, in their resume, it comes into play.
Yep. That's very true. All right. Other news. Cody Bellinger re-signed with the Yankees for a 5-year, $162.5 million deal for re-signing with the Yankees, so he's back with the New York Yankees. Good for him.
Happy
all right. Other than that, we had a goalie fight on Monday night, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
We did.
Sergei Bobrovsky dropping the gloves. How about that?
Bob!
Kachuk is back. He's back. He played it in San Jose. I think the Panthers' next game is Thursday night at Winnipeg. So, in the cold of Winnipeg. People are still bitching about Michkov. We don't care anyway. So I'm going to be honest with you. He's a lazy Russian. Can I say that?
Take the Russian out of Russia, but you can't take the Russian out of Russia.
Yes, that's true. Flyers beat the Vegas Golden Knights on Monday night. They lost to the Rangers on Saturday. I think it was 6-2, I believe, because the manager had a hat trick and stuff. I'm amazed you did not make the trip down to the Wells Fargo Center, but I saw it was snowing there, by the way.
It was, taking it easy, enjoying the snowflakes. We got more coming up this weekend. It's going to be it could be a great nor'easter, or it could be a great nor nothing.
Let's hope it's a nor nothing at least.
Bread, milk, and eggs, people. French toast incoming.
Oh, that's really good, actually. All right. Mika Rantanen's day-to-day now for the Stars, so we'll be on watch out for that. But they smoked the Rangers the Bruins 6-2 Tuesday night on national television, by the way. So
yeah,
good for them. Rangers are on a West Coast road trip. They lost to the Ducks and they lost to the Kings last night, by the way. So,
yeah, I was on the Ducks early.
Yes, you were. I'm not going to do slate grade.
It's
got a lot of games. ACC, look, Miami lost to Clemson and FSU. Woof on FSU, by the way. That's their first conference. FSU's first conference win, by the way.
Woof.
ACC After Dark is real, by the way. I love it, by the way. Especially
Let's go the ACC After Dark. Who we talking about? The ACC After
Cal
Dark.
and Stanford, by the way.
That doesn't even seem appropriate.
Well, here's a funnier thing. It's so good now. He's like, I think the North Carolina lost to Stanford, by the way, in basketball.
Oh my God.
And they play, and like I love how everyone the last year was the first year of like some of the teams they do trips of 2, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you play one of the West Coast teams, you play the other one. So
all right.
They go back and forth the West Coast schools as well. So I'm gonna say this. I love it, but can we get more a little more After Dark at least? But when I mean After Dark, not 9 o'clock on the East Coast, please. If you're a local team on the ACC, it has to be 7 o'clock, please. That's all I want. So, Dunkin' Dad, it's championship weekend. Let's hope for Rams, Patriots is your Super Bowl. How about that? We end it?
All right. I'm with you.
All right. Take care. Be well. We'll see you next week, actually. So we'll keep you updated for the off week of the Super Bowl, by the way. So peace.